Check. Welcome to the greatest, most amazing crypto show on YouTube with your host, the Crypto Lifer. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning as the crypto world explodes and life continues for us all as we grow and progress in crypto. Shout out to everyone here who's with me on the live. Hope you're having a great day. We have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to talk about. Okay. 1 second. I got to open up a trade right now. Hold on 1 second. So sorry, I just needed my phone. I'm going to open up a live trade. Figured, you know what? It's time to go long on Bitcoin. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's time to go hard. I wait for these moments. I wait for these indications. I wait for my time. And our time is now, my friends. Our time is now. So we're going to get into Bitcoin. Whew. Just run up and down the stairs real quick. I'm out of shape, I guess. Wow. I've been working out, though, just early in the morning. Okay. All right. So, how's everybody doing, man? Let's get into that chat. Let me pop out the chat. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let me read through the chat. Happy to see Bake bounce back. Yeah, Bake doing its thing. I told everybody to buy more Bake under $1. I said, don't be scared. Don't let them take you out of your positions. What's that, Ada? Thoughts on Ion and Mana? Really curious about those two. Cheers from Japan, 11 p.m. Tuesday. Enjoying a beer. That's pretty cool, man. Enjoying a beer, man. Mon. Shout out to you, man. You know what? I'm going to make that beer that much more enjoyable. We're going to have fun together. You're going to be like, wow, this guy made my beer, like, taste better. Honestly, you're going to be like the foam looked better after I went on the Crypto Lifers live stream. Anyway, what up, Lifers? Shout out to BC in the Matrix, Andreas, DC, Crypto24, Jesse B, wishing you and yours all the best. Robert, we hope for you, and we hope your grandma, whatever God has planned for her, I hope it's great, right? I hope whatever happens, she's okay. I hope she lives if she lives. And she has healthy more years. And whatever's meant to be. I don't know. I think I'm not saying this correctly, so I'm going to slow down here. All I mean to say is we love you and we support you no matter what happens. Okay? I think that's how I got out of that one. Interesting. You see Bitcoin in this beautiful bull pennant with the double bottom inside of this, right? We could also do this, though. This is kind of what's going on. But to me, still clear breakout, even of the smaller time frame on the 15-minute. So I like what I'm seeing. Bitcoin is high here, though. Probably will curve back down. When it does that, retest or go sideways a little bit. When it curves back down, beautiful entry for Bitcoin. Make that money from KCMO. Shout out to everyone. Is it better to hold some cake and steak or some bake? Well, cake does give you better returns. There's better returns on cake. So one would think that it could be cake, but you never know. Right? You never know. Shout out to everyone here. There's better returns on cake. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. 36 people watching, 13 likes. That is not the Lifer way. Go up to the screen. If you're watching on an iPhone, hit that like button. If you're watching on the computer, just move that little mouse of yours and hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Likes are like, but it's like throwing me $1. If I'm on the street and I'm sitting there playing an instrument, it's like throwing $1 into the hat. Just throw $1 into the hat. That's all you got to do. You could also super chat us if you'd like. If you'd like, that is an option. Let me know, you know. Anyway, shout out to everyone here. Thank you guys so much for jumping on into the live, giving me your most valuable possession, which is your time. So let's move on and let's get into Bitcoin. As you see, Bitcoin predictions 100% accurate with proof. Find out where we're going now. We've been basically sitting and showing you where Bitcoin's going to go for a long time now. Now, taking a look at Cake right here. Okay, you can see. I thought this is a good entry for Cake. This line, anything above this line, good entry for Cake, and it's starting to hold this line pretty well. So look, what do we talk about? Look, double bottoms, all right? Bulls. We talk about bulls. And yes, I know I'm on the 15-minute, but I'm just trying to show you how the move begins. We're forming a new trend here to the upside. You can also see this is hidden bullish divergence here, because we have like a swing up to swing up here on that gap. And if we go here, we have a very nice swing down. Hidden bullish divergence tells you that the trend will continue. And then we have bigger hidden bullish divergence. Swing there to swing there. That's a bigger form of it. And this is the leg that's beginning to get up there. And you can see our resistance lines as we're gonna make our way back to all-time highs. But new stuff coming up for Cake every day. Cake is burning their supply, which is making them more valuable. Every day Cake has a new partnership or a new pool. And you know what? People are like, it's not that these 1,500% crazy percentage, it's not that attractive anymore, right? I mean, it is to me, but it also starts to get you just like, you make you feel like, you know what? I'd rather just stake my 1 inch like the proper way, like, or whatever you're doing, right? Like, do you have to chase these? Because lately I've been chasing. I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got caught up in yield farming. I did. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I got heavily caught up in yield farming. And I've been yield farming a lot. All right. And to the point where I have like, I think 20 yield farms open at once. They're all over the place. You know, I'm not saying I'm using, you know, and I'm only using, when I yield farm, I'm using between $300 and $1,000. I learned not to even go in for $1,000 now. Like, I go in for like $300 to $600. If the yield farm is worth it, if the yield farm is good, you'll make some decent money on the $600. Like, you'll triple it. Where do you stake 1 inch with that return? Feeling like a peasant farming it on Binance. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing for 1 inch. Now, 1 inch had like a promotional. So, and I'm telling you, like, once you really get into the 1 inch exchange, which I'm doing right now, and listen, I'm not paid by them. They haven't given me a damn thing. I'm just a guy who tells you how it is. And right now, 1 inch is a great experience for me. Being someone who ventured out into the DEXs, right? Got kind of lost in the DEX space. Got burned on Uniswap in late August. Eventually made all that money back because of Parsec. A $500 Parsec Hail Mary pass turned into $3,000 because Parsec is a beautiful, beautiful coin. Thank you, Parsec. But the thing is, you know, it's a dangerous world out here, right? And things are tough, you know? So, yeah, man, Reef, man. I love my Reef. I am loading. I'm telling you right now, Reef, I'm going to sell. Right now, I'm sitting on, like, a lot of Litecoin. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, shouldn't I sell the Litecoin for 1 inch and Reef? I should split it. Litecoin is not going to perform, I don't think, as well as Reef or as you know, I just don't think it's going to perform that well. What do you guys think? That's a great question for the group, just to break it down. What do you guys think? I have hope in Reef, baby. Octatree went from 25 to 300 yesterday. That's insane. Octree. So what's up with Bunny? Did they burn tokens? Where do you stake 1 inch with that return? Feeling like a peasant farming. Yeah, so I was showing him 1 inch real quick. And then I want to get back into what we do every day, which is Bitcoin. You should definitely see Litecoin, but for ADA. Oh, BB Rahman, up on the live stream. Shout out to my wife. She's in the hospital with the baby right now. So she is tweeting that, or saying that. I bought Reef too high, but still have high hopes. I believe you. Can you go over what you were doing with 1 inch and Reef? Yeah, we'll show you right now. I'm on the 1 inch exchange. You can see I have 500 1 inch. I can't use them all. Please hit the like button. As you can see, the finger right there. Please hit the like button. She won't leave until she gets up to 30 likes. 39 people watching, so she's going to sit. All right, let's do your thing every day. Ask for the likes.
But please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe.
Hit the notification bell.
And hit the notification bell and the red button.
That helps my daddy so much. Thank you. And say whatever you want and then go.
Bitcoin rises and falling wedges up and down. Bye.
Bitcoin rises and falling wedges up and down. Bye. She knows her stuff, man. She knows her stuff, my cutie. Okay, man, before you sell Litecoin, look up Litecoin BTC chart. Bigger picture. It's going to make a move. Yeah, I mean, it's going to make a move. I agree. Oh man, before you sell Litecoin, look at the Litecoin B. We'll look at that. We'll look at that. Shout out to everyone here on the live, man. Thank you guys so much for jumping on in to the live stream. So we're looking at 1inch, the 1inch exchange, right? So why I like it so much is it's the user experience. It's the first DAO, or it's the first, setup. Look, market orders, limit orders. The limit order isn't there yet, right? There's not enough data yet. Try later. But once they get that going, so right now you can only market order. I get it. But it's better than nothing. It's a cleaner interface than anything else you've seen. It really is. Faster refresh. It shows you where you're going to get it. They find the match on PancakeSwap for you. They just find every deck so you don't have to, and they get you the best price. So why not go to 1inch, right? Now, a lot of times, oh man, she did call it, right? Summer is an older sister now, getting so old. Crazy, right? Times are changing, man. I'm becoming an old man. But this is the 1inch exchange. I hit the DAO. And here in the DAO, there's aggregation protocols, other protocols coming soon, liquidity. And they show you what's going on with the swap fee, decay time. And decay time is like the difference between a limit order, right, and slippage. And you get, the longer the decay time, the more the fee is apparently. There's governance rewards. And you're gaining all these rewards on 1inch. So you can stake the token here. So look, unlock the token, stake and unstake. So you unlock the 508 1inch. You pay on Binance Smart Chain, number one. I turn it into BSC, so I'm not staking on the Ethereum mainnet as well. Okay. And then you can stake your 1inch right here. Okay. Give you some voting power. Doesn't say the percentage I'm gaining here, though. See it? Price impact be 143%. Governance is a community tool for setting optimal pool configurations. Each liquidity provides a vote for parameter values using the staked LP tokens. Pool governance enables. Interesting. Now, I never staked my 1inch here before. I'll show you where else I'm staking it, but I didn't stake it here yet. What about the stake of the 1inch tokens? That's on Binance Chain? Well, no, I just staked right here. Look, for governance. Basically to add to the pool. I should have staked. What happened there? It usually takes a second. Refresh the page. Am I on the wrong am I on the wrong net? Is that Ether mainnet? No, Binance Smart Chain. I keep it on the Binance Smart Chain, man. Yeah, so I'm staked. Look, stake token. See, insufficient. I couldn't stake right now. But unstake, and I'm there, right? Insufficient balance. What is it saying now? Now it's like saying I can't unstake my tokens. This is crazy. Anyway, we'll get into the rest of the show, but I'll show you I'll figure that on my own. Now you go to a pool, the 1inch BNB pool. I got into this pool. This pool is growing. APY is 77%. You also get 45%. So what you do is you go to plus here. They show you the 50-50. Show how much USD value you want to put in. I think the max was like 2,300. So you can put 2,300 bucks. That's 4.5 BNB to 271 1inch. You get 261 LP tokens. You click that, you bang it in there. And then what happens is you then get the LP token, right? You then go to farm and you deposit the 1inch, 1 LP to 1inch BNB tokens. See, and you can see I have my stake. It's now made $8. Slowly, it's slowly making money. Every few days. I think it's making $8 I started this like 4 days ago. So it's making like $2 a day, which isn't bad. You can withdraw at any time, and it's making 45% APY. If you do the math, that's not amazing, right? That's not amazing, but in 6 months, I'm going to make 25%, right? And that means in 3 months, 12.5%, and so on for there. You can even just do the 45, divide that by your 12, gives you 3.7 a month, divide that by 30, and you're getting about 3% a month, which isn't bad. which isn't bad. It's like a bot, right? Gary Gensler getting up in there. I hope he does the right thing. So that's 1 inch in a nutshell, how I'm handling 1 inch. All right, now we can get out of there. Let's get back into Bitcoin. I got to figure out what's going on with my governance, though. Okay, it's back. It refreshed. I could unstake the token now. See, in the governance pool, right? So yeah, other protocols. So I'm in the liquidity protocol, providing liquidity, I guess. It's not telling me the percentage I'm going to get, though, here, which is pretty weird, right? Advanced settings to gas price. Oh, we don't need that anymore because I don't have to worry about the fees. So that's 1 inch. We'll get into the other things at the end. If you want to know, I always spend like 10 minutes on my yield farming, and I'll explain what I'm doing with yield farming and the portfolio and stuff of that nature. So we can get into that as well. If that's something that you're interested in, by all means. The light, it's too bright, so the sunlight really just like, I'm going to have to put a shade in there and then use the lights, and that will keep this awesome at all times. Sorry about that. I apologize for that. It's pretty annoying to me. Anyway, would you rather have between Reef and Bake? I have them both, man, and I can't really decide. They're my two like next horses to win a bigger race. Like it's Reef and Bake for me. That's what it's all. I mean, they're my next biggins. 10xers, if you'd say. Like, you know what it is? I'm hungry for 10xing because like now I've done like some 10x's, some 12x's, like still to this day because Cardano is up huge. A lot of my plays are up very, very large. We did very well. Since November. And I plan to continue. Apple bought 2.5 billion Bitcoin SEC filing. No, they did not. No, they not. Are you kidding me? Zero Hedge is reporting Apple has bought $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Source. Apologies, apparently fake. I was unaware. Read it again. This is a joke. Satire. Pretending to be Zero Hedge someday. Fake. Fake news. Fake news. Could be fake news. Joker. Apple has bought. Joker on Twitter. Fake news. Fake news. Unless, yeah. So don't spread FUD on the channel. Anyway. Breaking. Someone is trying to extort Tether using false documents. Prepare for some FUD. Yeah, that came out. But you know what? It really didn't hit the news too well. But they were trying to say, hey, if you don't give us 500 Bitcoin, we'll get you. We went over this on my channel, I believe, the other day. But yeah, they were extorting Tether. Today, we also received a ransom letter for 500 Bitcoin to be sent to this address. The sender said that unless they receive the Bitcoin by tomorrow, they will leak the document to the public in an effort to harm the Bitcoin ecosystem. This never happened because it happened, and it's all good, man. It's all good, but try not to be FUD without, doing your research. See how I deaded the FUD real quick right there? That's why it's not on the title of my video today. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. About to make a trade on Bitcoin, actually. Shout out to all my 1 inchers, man. Shout out to everyone who's accumulating 1 inch like me. It's going to do a uni. It's only a matter. Remember uni? You can remember how annoying uni was. Playing games in the $4 region. I don't know if you remember, but I do. We also see the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. We're coming up here on the stochastics. Everything's looking nice. 4 hours a little high. Might have to reset, but that's okay. That's okay. Actually, we're still up in the momentum period, though. If this does a double top, we're still up. There's still a little more room in the momentum. I like what I see here for 1 inch. It's really just this big trend line here. It's got to break the top trend. And then it's got the bottom trend. Forming a beautiful pennant, to say the least. And like consolidating into the pennant. Stranger pattern than we've seen. But bullish nonetheless. You can take the length of this pull here, and it gives you a projection for 1 inch. $8.79. And you'll be kicking yourself because then what happens is it will go to 20. And you get in at 8, then you only double up and some, 1.5. So you put in $1,000 and you make $2,000, right? But you put in $1,000 down here, you end up making $5,000. And what I'm saying is, it's not even how much you put in, it's when you put it in. It's when you put it in. Like, I mean, you know, you could turn 6K into 100K in this game. You know how I know? Because I've done it. Saw an ad before this. I would have had a sad show. I'm 17K. I have 7K. I'm only 17. I'm planning on investing them in Bake and Reef, 2K on each token. Hey, I did the same. And I've had great results, and I'm pretty good with my instincts. But again, don't do anything that I do on this channel. None of this is financial advice. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence. If you yourself feel like Reef and Bake is it for you, like you feel for me, then by all means, together we are on the same boat. But don't do it because I said so. Please, by all means, make sure that you, like no one told me to get into Reef and Bake. Nobody. I didn't watch a video, nothing. I was sniffing around and I looked at the projects that came around into my realm. I looked at the two projects and I said, what's going on with these two things? What do they remind me of that I've seen before in the past? That's another reason I was able to figure out like what's going on, because I'm able to figure out what I've seen in the past, right? And I'm like, okay, well, this reminds me of such and such a coin. So that's kind of how I'm able to figure these things out because of my experience. So I understand you may be leaning on my experience, and I, as flattered as I am, and that's the point, I believe, it's only to better up or back up one of your previous decisions, okay? I feel it. I've done my research. I feel it too then. And it's funny that you feel it like I feel it, and there's a reason that we both feel it. And that's what's going to happen. A lot of other people are going to, quote unquote, feel it. And I know this. Reef, not a pump and dump. No. Anyway, so here's my call for 1 inch. I believe this is your buy zone for 1 inch. And I'm going to end up posting this, putting my name on there. Buy zone for 1 inch. Come up, come back down. I'm not too worried about the high stochastic on the 4 hour. Okay? All it actually tells me is we could end up being a little bigger of a pattern here. Come back down to this area. So here, we'll make the buy zone this possibility, because this is a possibility. But I believe if you're lucky enough to get it at 374, and so I'm going to put a stop loss, but your stop loss is the same kind of depending. It's going to do a little bit of a dependency upon, number one, we don't get that too far from the 21-day moving average, ever. Okay? It's rare. That's rare. We are curving down here, and we're getting a bit of a death cross right there. But as long as we curve back to the upside, which can happen very fast right here in the corner. So we're getting close to something that's bearish. But I know I'm just bringing this up to you so you can see all facets of what I'm explaining. But right here is the key. All right? This could come back down. That would coincide with these stochastics resetting. And I show you that this is how I trade, guys, kind of for a living. Boom. And you can even put an alert down here. But I believe we're still got some more momentum up here, and we could double bottom, and that can get us out of the pattern and at least up to a higher place, where then when this resets, we just flag out, or we come down and test this area one last time before we blast off. So I'm really liking this price here, $4.19, between $4, and I'll go as low as $3.79 if we get this low to the bottom of the pattern. So my charts aren't saying like buy right now, but you could. What I say is this: if you have a grand, split it into 300, 300, 300. Like if I have 1,000, I want to put it in 1 inch. I'm going to go in now. I'm going to try to put a limit order in at 379, 376, and then maybe I'll put another order right in the middle between them at 386, just in case it doesn't go all the way. Was so convinced Bitcoin was in the head and shoulders for a test down to 47K. Are we still headed down or not? Cool, Andy. What do you mean by lots of trades, lots of projects? Supreme K, pay for a one-on-one with Lifer. Have him teach you how to calculate risk. You could get in on a lot of trades with 7K. Question out of curiosity: what would you do with 10K with a fresh portfolio? What would I do with 10K with a fresh portfolio? Well, I would research the best things that I like. I would get into my research, number one, okay? I would follow channels like mine. I would follow Crypto Love. I'd follow Crypto Bud. I would also follow Crypto Love, Crypto Bud. These are the people who I listen to, okay? Who I know have knowledge and have been in the game a long time. I also see what's popular on BitBoy's channel. I don't buy what he shills, but I see what's popular, see what he's talking about. I watch him once in a while. I like Ivan on Tech here and there. And I watch Crypto each day because I know he's pretty solid with the Bitcoin price. He is. And I just see if he's thinking what I'm thinking. And he makes it real easy to watch. I look at other things too. I add some other parameters to it. Obviously, it's not going to be just exactly what he says. But and I also just, you know what? You get into a rhythm of hearing that dude's voice over and over again kind of every day. And it's a bit addicting. So I would watch channels that I like. Those are some channels that I use. Okay, they give good advice. You know, but recently he said the top 3 coins to the moon. He said Bitcoin Cash. They said Bitcoin Cash. I believe they said like Theta. I don't know. They gave some really obvious coins. To me, they weren't really gems. You know, we're looking for the gems. We're looking for things like we were on Bake before many other people. We got into Bake when it didn't even have a BUSD pair. It was you can only buy it for BNB. We were really kind of there when this whole thing started kind of erupting on the Binance Smart Chain as a group, as a whole, everyone here on the channel. So shout out to everyone for being number one. Okay, so there's a lot to learn. Don't just go throwing your money at stuff without structure. It's 100% accurate clickbait. No, it's not. Are you ready for this? Okay, so he said it's the 100% accurate clickbait. No, so here we go. We're going to go back. Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. So we're going to go back through the channel. And we're trying to do this fast because my lifers, people who watch the Crypto Lifer for a living, they know what's going on. But check it out. We'll go through the channel, right? And you'll see the videos that we've been putting out. We'll go all the way back to the beginning. When this channel first began, all right? Show you one of the first live streams that the channel ever did. And then we'll take you just kind of through the prediction. Because, you know, I think it's worth it today. After, you know, we hit 2,000 subs, people are starting to want to know who I am, what's going on. And this is interesting too, because you guys are going to find some things out that maybe you didn't know if you've been watching the channel even, you know, since the beginning. And when we did this, I used to, you know, not many people, very small amount, but we just kept doing it. We just kept doing it. 6 months ago, is Bitcoin going to 10,005? Emergency Bitcoin stream, right? Bitcoin holds 11.4 new Binance coins. How we made money trading crypto on alts, BLZ, DOT, and more. Gold, silver update. All right. So look, here's one of the first live streams I ever did. No, actually, I started doing it a year before that. But so this is when it started getting rocking and rolling. All right, and let's get into it. Tell you what to do a lot, but I wasn't a fan of the Atom buy that you made, like 100%. So we're gonna go over the news. You just, like I said before, it could end up being a bearish retest, meaning we tried to get back to the trend line and then we got rejected. So we really need to crawl back into the pattern. It's extremely important we get above this yellow line today. If we don't, hopefully we range, which is good for altcoins, which is fine. But I don't know, man. Twitter. If you go to my Twitter account, try to find, I guess it's hard to do, but try to find like all these different plays. Previous resistance becomes new support. Happens a lot. See, this is FET. So versus ETH. I like FET right now. FET. A lot of big news coming. It says, and had you bought FET on that day, I mean, you'd be so paid.
And just think about yourself.
So actually, let's go through the titles because this isn't working the greatest too, right? But we'll go through the titles. How we made money trading crypto. Let's see here. Best technical analysis on YouTube. So I was doing it. Move up. We get stagnant. Shows very strong resistance at first. We bounced off support. We bounced off support. We bounced off support. We bounced off support. So this level here, even where we're at, 11.26, 11.372, but even a little lower down to 11,200, and I will go as low as 11,000. And then you have, let's see if I used to show like the whole pattern. It's like we came up, we couldn't break through. We put a line there. I think I'm gonna have to go to MetaMask. I'm using Uniswap back then. So if you put this down, he made. Well, I just put 10K into altcoins. See, September 3rd. If you had seen this little thing hit just now, which just looks like Bitcoin right here. So let me show you guys something now, again, that I just saw. Together, we saw. So this is my Bitcoin chart. Huge run up. It got pinned almost. That's almost pinning. You can see the bullish divergence. And I'm calling for Bitcoin to go to 20K easily right there. And again, if you guys don't know what hidden bullish divergence is, it's This is back
You have
September
a swing
3rd.
low in the price to your
Why
next swing
Bitcoin
low,
will
you can
hold.
see a
I
low,
told you Bitcoin would hold.
these little dippies,
Bitcoin would hold
drops
this
down the
level.
bar,
And it did.
and then you go to the
This is where
RSI,
Bitcoin
that's
started to
the
make a
same.
move. A big move. A really big move. I gave you the perfect trade. You want another one? Like, it's like I was on
is a
Bitcoin's
wider
pulse.
Its high was 13.6.
I was on
We do
Bitcoin's
have a green
pulse.
dot, so there. Okay.
Audio was better back then. Maybe I should. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, been nailing the Bitcoin calls for a long time. Ever since 10.6, we went hard on 10.6 as well. So been really like just like solid from the very beginning. Wish I could find the exact moments. I should go through all these and pick them out. You know, I'm talking about ball down. Look, I'm showing you inverted head and shoulders back then. Putting you guys into trades that make a lot of money. Blue Zell, this blew up. Showing you the inverted head and shoulders inside of these patterns. Like, just the pattern trading in general, over and over again, absolute insanity. You know, absolute insanity. Same camera too. Maybe I'll change back to these backgrounds. I like them. But we just did so much work on Bitcoin. Went over it over and over again, like numerous times. We are here because we know your system works. You've been on it since the beginning, bro. 13K incoming, right? How I made 1,500 doing nothing. That was the uni dump. Are we going to 8K? And I say no. Bitcoin holds 10.5K, 12K next. And then just continuing up. Bitcoin holds 2.7. Are we going lower? No. Bitcoin to 15K, 16K. Bitcoin wants 12K again. And then I tell you why 13K meant we were going to 16K. Just crazy, man. Why Bitcoin is going to 16K. So I'm calling 16K.
When 30, but we're a little late today. Hard.
Stream used to be hot, man. It makes me want to get. I'm like, damn, I think I used to be better. Let's get back into the old me. The old me looked like a freaking tiger back then. Let's keep going, man. So let's get back into Bitcoin. Enough about me. All right. But yes, BTC, please, Bitcoin, please, bro. All right. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. The reason why everyone comes here in the first place. Not get off track. 49K. All right. I like where we're at right here at 49K. We're forming a bit of a bull pennant here, going sideways. This is a great sign, especially when we're going to reset on the stochastics on the 4 hour. To me, says we're going to flag here. I would open this up actually, and it looks like we're going to go sideways to the downside just a little bit. Just a little bit. And maybe even keep this level pretty nicely. But I see this as a pretty simple trade on Bitcoin. You go to that 15-minute, wait for this to come down and reset. And I'm telling you, that's going to be my entry. I'm going to continue to add. What I'm going to do is wait. Every time the 15-minute comes down, I'm adding to the trade. So it's my new strategy is I got in down here, and I'm just going to continually add to a futures trade every like 4 or 5 hours. So once I continuously see that we're going to stay bullish, looks like we're going to come up to the top here too. And I like that the daily's looking nice. So the daily's in a strong way, very strong way. So I'm going to slowly continue to add to this, man. Haas Von Sean, iLog, Sublifer, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for jumping on in. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin right now on the daily. Look, we're coming up on the stochastics RSI. Looks really nice. MACD is in play, and we also have hidden bullish divergence. I'm telling you right now, all you need is your hidden bullish. You can take it from here. You can take it from there. But all you need is your hidden bullish divergence. I'm telling you right now. It tells you that the trend will continue. You know, if I take the eye off there, you could just swing up on these lows. So there's your low, there's your low, there's your low, there's your low. And if this is a downside, and this goes to the down, and this goes to the upside, if these two things occur perfectly as you see here, then you know for sure that that this is going to go to the upside, you know? So I realized the audio used to be more robust, so I got in there. So check it out. That told me Bitcoin was going to continue to the upside, just like this. And see this candle here? I'll get out of everything. But I'm not trying to convince you, but I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to teach you. So this candle here is this candle here. Similar. It's the first green candle in a set after the divergence has been established. Swing up to swing up here. Same scenario, right? From this corner line to this swing down. And if we find the same area and we have our hidden bullish divergence established here again, and this told me that the trend would continue. And this is how I knew to play Aave. And I told everyone I was looking at Aave very closely. And I said, look, this is your buy zone because you have hidden bullish divergence. And I talked about it over and over again. I went over this trade and I said, look, it looks just like Bitcoin. Many things look very similar to this. And I'll show you something eerily if you want to see something pretty creepy. Not creepy, but how do I use pattern recognition to make money? And it's based off of like understanding a few small things. Keeping it simple. Look, here's cake. I took the pattern from cake and I said cake will continue to go to the upside. I was nervous like everybody else. Are we getting sold off, right? All the same questions go through my mind. Are we getting sold off? Is Binance Smart Chain over? And I had to slowly relax and tell myself that, like, no. You know, this is just a market correction. So look, I took this from Bitcoin. This was Bitcoin's chart. And look, you can go back to Aave now. Right? And I could copy this. See if I can get a paste up in here. Hope they're on the same time frame. Yeah. And get a pretty close idea, right, of where we're going to be going for this coin. Get a pretty close idea, you know? There it is right there. They're not going to be perfect, but they're going to be pretty close. Look, they even have this cup up at the top. How crazy is that? These even look the same. And you think, oh, he took it from here. I didn't take it from here. I took this from Bitcoin. But they obviously all were following Bitcoin, the USDT pair. So it makes sense, right? It's not, but I'm just saying, but Bitcoin's ahead of this. Bitcoin already made the move. So you'd flip back to Bitcoin, you'd be like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? How do you know Aave is going to continue to the upside? Crypto lifer, like, and because I trade off divergence and I trade off hidden bullish, and I'm going to keep talking about this, guys, because I brought it up yesterday, the day before, and you'll see as my trading style changes with the style of the market. Right now, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing the hidden bullish numerous times. 3 weeks ago, a month ago, it was the bull pennant, the bull pennant, the bull pennant. How many bull pennants could I have posted? It was unreal. We were so lucky to see that type of unbelievable you know, those are the best patterns to see over and over and over again. So low cap projects, low cap projects, they always give you profit. They do, because other people are going to find out about them. Have you seen DGen DeFi Index? No, I have not. We'll take a look. We are here because we know your system works, bro. So check it out, though. This is unbelievable. So this is how we know that cake will continue to the upside. Look at cake on the daily. Low stochastics. Daily has hidden bullish divergence. Reasons for entering cake. Touch the 21-day moving average or got very close to it. Okay? This is your area. And once you realize you're in it for the long haul and a bigger idea, you want to zoom out. You want to realize, okay, I could buy cake. I'll buy. And that's why you dollar cost average. So even if you say, okay, get in, even if you see me throw you a trade, it says buy zone. Use that buy zone to dollar cost average in. Casino coin, I think the casino coin was out a few years back. Yeah, but so I like a trade right here on Aave, continuing to the upside. Look at Aave gaining momentum, booming back up to the 409 area. And Aave is really an indicator. It's kind of like the ETH of DeFi. Once Aave starts to move, you know. But I hope I kind of put this pattern into your heads. A few of my tutoring sessions, the people I was tutoring were like, I don't understand hidden bullish divergence. Could you check out Ion and Mana and give your opinion on it? We'll take a look at them. I'll do a quick request, but we're going to get back to Bitcoin after that. Let's take a look at Aeon. Aeon for BTC too. So Aeon for BTC, I like because it's forming that bull, meaning like it's about to make its move. But the daily is a little high here. We're double bottoming. Could tell us something that we're going to come to the upside actually. But it may not be the bigger move. It looks like it's going to be a move, but not the biggest move. Why is that? Well, the stochastics are just in the middle, right? They're not down here ready for a larger move, but doesn't mean everything. It doesn't always mean everything. But so we're in this bull here for Ion BTC. You can see it continuing up and down the bull. Usually it comes down and tests the 21-day moving average one last time. It doesn't like to get too far away, but that's like the farthest you'll see it away from the 200-day moving average. Very bearish. See, here's another bearish scenario here, but we eventually curl up. And you'll see that we curl up and we eventually come to the 200-day. The 200-day is where we flatten out and begin our move. Now, we fell down here and continued bearish. So this thing actually looked like it would establish itself nicely and fell to the downside. For the Bitcoin pair, it's a little more uneasy for me, right? It's in the middle a little bit. It's also very high on the weekly, telling me that it may come to the downside as well, which is very weird. Looks like it's going to make a shoulder ahead and another right shoulder down here to form a cup. Okay. Yep, not FUD. No, I know. Cheers, boss. Could you check out Ion and Mana? Here's the USDT pair. Let's see what's happening with the USDT pair. So the USDT pair is in a bit of funner of a way, but on the weekly too, it's very extended. On the daily as well, and on the 3 day, the daily actually wants more. So the daily says we could get up a little higher. So I believe it's in this pattern. I'm going to go to the 4 hour to really see what the pattern looks like. And you see I'm using smaller time frames to establish what the pattern looks like. I want to see what the pattern is. It's harder to see this and get these beautiful lines and touches, right? You go to the daily and you only get like some chunky lines here. It doesn't look as beautiful at all, right? You even see wicks, where in the 4 hour we actually have candles closing. So important, right? Important. But what's cool is you can go to the daily. You can mark your resistance lines. Like there. Even here is like actually, this is more substantial where the candle's closed and the wicks hit. And so you would want us to get up and then probably come back down and test this area now where the candle closed. So just kind of ideas, right? And then you see like last stops. Like we can't go lower than this. If we do, we obviously come back and we test these support lines here and here. So you build your support and resistance. Always key to do that. And you can see them here on the daily as well. And then you can zoom back into the 4 hour, and now you even have some more parameters to go by. And you can see, okay, well, we need to break above this line. We break above this line, and it looks like we can support and resistance flip and continue on our way up. So we need to get above 19. If we don't, high chance that we just continue this pattern. And what it looks like is happening is we come to the downside one last time, up. Do we coil up in here, break up, retest, and then continue to the upside? So in the long run, though, we're making a bullish pattern for sure, which is a falling wedge, which is a 68% chance of a break to the upside. We swing this over here, and there's your target. And so what you do is you project that this will happen, and you set some limit orders in this area. And this is why you always see I put in buy zones, because I'm trying to teach you guys that the zone indicates that you should never be going in all at once. The zone indicates that you should use the zone to make multiple buys. Now, I'm going to start making this a lot clearer to everybody. So, first buy here, bottom of the pattern, our most aggressive buy, right? Maybe even think there could be a wick happening. Put a wick action here. So, $14 buy, and then put some like $14.82 buys. Now, this may be a flag that could break to the upside, you know? So, then you can also put a buy order in right here in case you want to jump in on a breakout. But I don't suggest that. I wait for it to break out, and then it makes a flag on a smaller time frame. Then I use the flag just like this flag looks like, and I set the limit orders in at the bottom of the pattern. I'm always trying to catch the price to come to the bottom of the pattern. I'm always trying to project that we get, look, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Highly likely we come back down and test one more time. Also, we're high up here on the stochastics. So there's a good chance this comes up a little bit, maybe moves up a little bit, but comes back down because we have that feeling, right? The daily's still bullish, so it tells us that the overall pattern will break out and continue to the upside. So you're confident in the overall idea that this is going to make a move. And you have to be confident in this. You have to believe your idea is going to happen, or else you can't be a good trader. To be a good trader, you have to believe that your idea that you've put together is going to happen. The only way to do that is to have a system. So look at my system. My system says to play bullish patterns. That's a pennant. That's a bullish pattern. My system says to buy the bottom of the pattern or close to it. I would buy both these areas. That would be my buy zone because I could buy in the zone, not just one time, numerous times. Then I would get the stochastics. I would look at the MACD and see if it's turning. I would also look at the MACD and the RSI, make sure it's low, And there's a bit of a hidden shoulders there too, harder to see. But if we went to the 4 hour, I bet there's like a hidden shoulder pattern there. And we're also low on the stochastics. So it tells me these are our entry areas to get our move to the upside. And I know when we're low on the daily that we're going to go up. So I'd go back to the 4 hour in that. I'd find the same pattern and I'd enter when the 4 hour was low. So, and it's the same idea. The daily was low and the 4 hour was low, and that gave you your indications. So right now the daily is low. It's a beautiful thing. So that's once we have the daily checked off, now we just have to work on the 4 hour and make sure the 4 hour is in our favor. If we fight the 4 hour, even though the daily's in a good sign, which I'm sure some beginners are doing, they're not understanding. Well, I looked at the daily was bullish, and I had to sit in here for too long. So I hope that was just a quick little tutoring lesson for everyone, kind of just how I look at things, what to do and why. All right, what to do and why. Telling you that 1 inch looking, we could look the same thing at 1 inch. Is 1 inch going to come test the bottom of the pattern? Highly likely. Why? The 4 hour. But the daily is set to go. Actually, not a lot of information. We need like the 12 hour or the 6 hour even. So 1 inch is a little bearish at the moment, but the daily's still here. I think we can curve back to the upside and move out of the pattern. So the daily in our favor, even though there's not a lot of information, it's going to pick up on what it can pick up on at this point. And there is hidden bullish divergence. Even on the 4 hour, there's hidden bullish divergence. So right there, a little bit of it right here. So I like what I'm seeing for 1 inch at the very moment. Okay. Trend will continue double bottoming inside this pattern, but there's no, we could come back down and test the bottom here at $3.50. So you would set this area as your zone. Make your first limit order, and then there could always be a wick down. You could get lucky, 320. You'd be surprised how low the price goes when you're not watching it. Let me screenshot that analysis. It looks good. I'll do mine and compare. All right, so let's get into Bitcoin. Now I see Bitcoin going up numerous like later on today. But right now we're going to wait for this 4 hour probably to curve to the downside, right? So right now 4 hours not in our favor. But the daily is. The daily looks absolutely beautiful. So look for the daily to reclaim its all-time high. So all you have to do now is make sure you don't fight the 4 hour like we were just talking about. And you could even use the 15-minute to make nibbles. So as the 15-minute gets low here, we could enter the trade. So in a little bit from now, this is going to go down even a little lower. I'm going to enter a Bitcoin trade. Okay. Blaze BTC, bro. Thank you. And that is the second time. 33 likes. You guys rock, man. Thank you guys so much for the 33 likes. Okay. So, there's Blaze BTC. It's right there. So, Blaze BTC, what I'm seeing now, I like what I see. I see almost a cup and handle forming here. So, let's take a look at it. 15-minute cup and handle. Let's look at the 1 hour. Even bigger cup. So, here we go. Okay, so how I do analysis, I'll show you exactly. Clear the board completely. Look at the price on the daily. I clear my mind, I clear the board, and I see what I see, right? And I make my quick support and resistance lines on the daily. These are bigger zones, right? Zones that I know are working. I also want to get a picture of where this thing has gone and went in the past. Okay. How am I getting these zones? I'm going just where the price stops and goes. Look, some candles stop right there. Stopped right there. I can see that was an area of, right here too, there's an area. Candle stop. And then I zoom in. And you can see, okay, how much have we retraced? We retraced a lot. So we're at the bottom of our barrel here. Getting very low on the Bitcoin pair. Also forming that double bottom. All right. You could put this in a giant bowl as well. Like so. All right. So you just want to keep building a story. And you want to see what it says. I talk about building that story. You know, it was all the way up here, came down for a wedge, bowled out, had a nice boom up, right, in that July, August area. Looks like we're about to start a big rally for the altcoins as well. So this is starting to move. Looks like we're about to make one of these big moves. It's how it starts. See, down, and then we start a new trend. Similar to this area here, we're starting a trend here. We'll eventually zoom into this area, and we'll look at just this area. On the daily, what do I see as well? Well, overall, just on a bigger frame, like if I do it, put it in a macro scale, we do see a bit of a shoulder, a head, right, and a right shoulder, right? There's a bit of a head and shoulder pattern forming here, okay? So that should break to the upside on this bull. But we'll see how long this bull. We could shoulder out again here, but we're seeing bullish sentiment for sure. We have room to go up on the stochastics, and the MACD is also in our favor, telling us that we could go to the upside. So right now the daily is in our favor, all right? Showed you we had that bull, and then we're also in a bit of this pattern too, though. Tells us we could keep continuing down for a little bit more till we reset. Now, we want to look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is actually one of the first things that we see that's not bearish, right? We don't have to wait for it to reset like the others that we've been looking at earlier today. So that's actually looks like we could get a play on this. So now that I see the 4 hour is good, I now want to make an entry. I don't enter anything if I know it's going to be going to the downside. So even if this all looks great, all of this, right? If the 15-minute has high stochastics, then I'm not going to enter the trade. But look, the 15-minute has low stokes as well. This is telling me that this is a possible entry for this coin right now, like getting here at 377 Satoshi for the Bitcoin pair. So now let's see what we're seeing. Let me shrink this down. I see the inverted head and shoulder here too. Shoulder, head, bit of a shoulder, right? Another right shoulder, forming a giant bowl too. If it would work with me. Forming the bowl, right? Doing its thing here in a bowl. See that? So, yeah. I'm bullish on this now at the moment. Holds this area. And now you look support and resistance on the 15-minute. And I'm not saying trade on the 15-minute like, you know, we already went through the daily and showed you it was bullish. We're doing our due diligence on multiple time frames to acquire our analysis, all right? And you could see there's a high likely chance this could be a double bottom and a break to the upside too, okay? So I could ladder in at 370, put some limit orders in between 358 and 370, put some limit orders in for BLZ BTC. And it's looking pretty bullish to me, okay? Looking pretty bullish to me. You could just play the smaller time frame action here and just try to get this measured move out the pole. There's resistance right here we're going to find in this zone. This zone right here. And that would be a great place to take some profit at about 681 Satoshi. So and that's damn near almost double your Bitcoin if you were to throw whatever you wanted into this trade. So 79% gains on BLZ BTC. So also there's a tiny, you know, bit of a cup and handle forming. See that? Cup with your handle. So there you go. That's my analysis for you, Willie B. All right. Anytime, man. If you like the analysis, throw a super chat. It's been a hell of a ride, right? We reached 30 likes. Golden Triangle with VThor. Mana. Thanks, bro. Superb analysis. Anytime, anytime. Now, I want to take a look at Bitcoin dominance. All right, so we looked at Bitcoin. I told you Bitcoin's bullish, right? Daily looks great. So we're bullish on Bitcoin. We're going to reach that all-time high and continue to the upside. If you stay tuned, I'll show you where Bitcoin is going to go. I'll give you my final actual target for Bitcoin at the very end of all the TA that we're doing right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. All right, Bitcoin dominance. We still have it in this bowl doing its thing. It's doing a lot of chop, but still forming a downtrend, which I like to see. I like to see this. People are liking their altcoins. No one's giving up their positions. I held strong through all this nonsense, and I'm happy I did, as my portfolio is just continuing to grow with no worries at all. So this is a bear flag, in my opinion, that can break to the downside. Also, we still have downward momentum here on the stochastic, so I'm not sold that this is going to come out. And here's our levels. 60. And then really there's not a lot of support. Maybe a little bit there at 59, but we could fall. If we fall all the way to 57, my friends, the alts will do something, oh my goodness, that we haven't seen since the summer, where we did get to this same level at 57. So if we can double bottom here at the very least, which it looks like we're forming a double bottom coming down here on Bitcoin dominance, I love what I see here. And I think we're in for some beautiful alt season. I think once we get through the chop of Bitcoin, we get through most of March, halfway through March, it's going to be an alt spring like you wouldn't believe. Let's make you famous, sir. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let's do it. Juan Monatiel. I posted a chart in Telegram. CRV, BTC, please. We'll take a look at CRV. So Bitcoin dominance, all right? Remember, we talked about cake breaking out. I told you to get into cake towards the end of this $9, $10, $11 cake, man. Cake did go all the way back to 1360, came back down, but cake is doing its thing now, finding its way to flag out. Look at it on the 4 hour. It's making a beautiful flag. This is what we want to see. This is really what we want to see. 1 hour as well, making a even wonderful, look at double bottom in a flag, another double bottom. Some signs of some bullishness here on the 1 hour for cake. Cake looks like even just in the short term, it wants to break out of the length of the pole and continue to the upside. Probably to reclaim this $16 resistance. If it breaks $16, it's easily coming back to $18.94. So watch your cake. Watch your cake as we swing by cake on our way to the dollar index. Let's look at the United States dollar and see what's going on with it. It's making some funky moves lately. Making some funky moves. All right, so we put it in this channel. We said, is it in this channel? Or is it in this bigger channel falling to the downside? Now, it looked like it chose the bigger channel as it started to come down, but then it fought its way back up. What we could do is we could broaden this channel and say it's in this widening wedge here. Or is it doing a bearish retest of the channel, which is very possible. Now, this is the similar apex to here. So if we move these channels similar to this, this could be where it does fall to the downside. So we could be seeing this right here. We'll align these lines. We could be seeing this right here. Now, if the dollar can break 91 area, which is strange, I don't see where the momentum for the dollar rising is coming from. But if it can get manipulated enough, on the daily it is getting oversold though. You know, it's not there yet though. It says we can get all the way up here to 91.83 before we decide to kind of turn back. Even the top of the pattern here, which would be 92.46, and then continue down. Now, this is a bearish pattern. It's a rising wedge, and I'm trying to build two scenarios here for us. We also see we had a shoulder, head, and a shoulder, but it did not break to the downside. So they defied the TA even, whoever tried to manipulate this market here. Obvious shoulder and head and shoulder, but it just, nope, it broke to the upside. Pretty interesting right now what's going on, but we're at a line in the sand for me. We break above back into this pattern, then we form this new we stay in this channel. And we got to watch 91.73. So watch the dollar index. Right now, though, on the 4 hour, it is looking bearish, which is nice. Let's hope that momentum takes it down and it begins its downtrend all the way back to about 88. So we'll be watching the dollar index closely like a hawk. There's some serious manipulation going on with the dollar. Bro, investors are moving into the dollar to buy more commodities because rates are so cheap. So it's going to get, okay, so they're getting into the dollar and then they're buying gold. I get what I see what you're saying. All right, so it's kind of a one last hill. You know, it's like the lifeboats. People only use the lifeboats to get in and get out. It's not like they're going to be on that lifeboat for too long. So this little pump in the dollar is representing, so we should be seeing a pump in silver and gold then. And we're really not though. Look at the decline. Interesting here, right? There's my zone for silver and gold. I would not like to see us break this area. Very important that we bounce off support here at 25.94. We did, and we're up at 26. My bigger projection for it is to break out and continue. It's a slow grind for silver, but it's still going to get to $36 an ounce. But not moving like I thought it would with the movement of gold, of the dollar, like your explanation. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just thinking why? Like, why isn't gold rising more than it should? Like, why is gold not going up as much as I would like it to? They're not buying metals. What are they buying? Copper? Okay, so far so good. This is playing out exactly kind of as we wanted it to play out here, right? Look. It's kind of crazy because look, even this dip here is this dip right here. And you'd be like, oh, you got it from here. And then look, this little hook is this little hook right here. These guys are doing the same thing to us over and over again. The little dip up here is this little dip up here. And then the downside, and that creates the divergence. Then we came down one and a double bottom. One and a double bottom. One and a double bottom. You see it? Just building that story for you guys. And now we could widen this out actually to match where we're at now. No. And it's looking like this, you know, like that to me. So now we make our move up to the top of the pattern. We play some games. Now we could fall down, do the double bottom here, same thing, and then tells us that we're going to get all the way up to about $1.6 billion market cap. We're going to test the rejection period, which is right here. So that's what we like to do. We're going to test this area where the double top was created. And that's where we'll get rejected, where we'll come down. And it looks like we're going to test like whatever nasty wick happens. So we'll come down and test this area here. So we're going to make our way up and come back down. So halfway through March, everything's going to be dandy, and we're going to get a nice, nasty crash like March 11th through the 14th, 15th. So I'm predicting we're going to get this nasty crash mid-March. It's going to freak everybody out, bring the levels back to where we are today, and continue our way then sideways, where we then have higher highs and lower lows, and we break our way on up to a higher place, which is about $2.48 trillion market cap. So shout out to everyone on the live. Thank you guys so much for jumping on into the live stream. Really appreciate it. If they're not buying metals, then what are they buying, though? You know? Hey, Theta and T-Fuel jumped last night. Could you take a look, please? Yeah, for sure, Harry. Crypto Bud, you mentioned earlier, show some interesting projects. Thanks for recommending. 40 likes already, by the way. Thank you so much, Supreme K. Bro, investors are moving into the dollar to buy more commodities because rates are so cheap. Okay, so take a look. I mean, come on. When I think of commodities, I think of gold and silver immediately. I mean, they're the top two commodities. $1.47 trillion in market cap right now. And this is what I say haps. Say it starts happening. I think we could revisit this level one last time, right? So I'm not sold, and I believe we will. So far, so good. This pattern has been playing out pretty much exactly as planned. So I don't see why it wouldn't continue. Now, let's look at us too. The 4-hour wants to come down. So this is total, the whole market cap. So it says, hey, we might have a little cool down. I think we go sideways up to the upside and sideways. You see, 4-hour maybe double tops up here, gets us to the top of the pattern. And then that's when we start to cool off. So the 1 hour is bullish, which is good. So that tells us, you know what, the 1 hour wants to make a move. So then we'll have we'll probably have 8-9 hours of lovely fun. And today, what is it right now in Eastern, 10 o'clock? So around like 7 p.m., right? Looks like things will start taking a bit of a turn. So don't be surprised if you see a little bit of red candles or some small sell-off tonight, 7, 9, 10 o'clock p.m. tonight. So remember I said that. I'm already kind of getting you ready for what's going to happen later on tonight based on where we're on the stochastics on the 1 hour. And the 4 hour as well wants to kind of double top. And that will coincide with that 8 hours on 2, 3, 4 bars, maybe 8 to 12 hours. And then it looks like that's going to be it. And we're going to curve to the downside. Now the daily, still looking beautiful. So that could still do this sideways action before we break out. And that could take us all the way up. Look, the daily did this here. It starts low right around here. We're the first correction. So we can go up and down, up and down, up and down, and then blast on out of the pattern. Up and down, and blast on out. Up and down, and blast on out. So we're basically in the same place. We're getting a little more bullish, though, with some of the in the MACD than we were. Here, we didn't get any bullish MACD momentum until right around here. Yeah, here we're already getting it a little bit. That's the only sign that maybe something could change for us. Let's take a look at one other possible scenario. I'm sticking like 90% that this is the chance, but we do see some big candle action here. But I don't want to get faked out. And even if this is the case and it's a breakout to the top here, yeah, I really think we can follow the pattern. I'm just, One crazy idea is this becomes a wedge that we break out of right here. And it's a smaller correction, and we continue to the upside. And we go all the way to about 2.2 trillion. This would be beautiful, and this would be amazing. But the way March seems and the way March runs, I think it's more going to be this blue pattern that we're looking at now. But you never know. I have two scenarios for you, and we can see what plays out. But for the most part, this has been what's happening. Right there this is the same pattern here. If you don't believe me, this blue one, it's the same one. I just shrunk it down, and it matches like exactly. It matches exactly. So you can't make this stuff up with the pattern recognition. What do you think of Sparta BNB forming a nice bottom? Could pump like Bake BNB, especially if it gets a BUSD listing. Yeah, did you guys get in on the IFO yesterday? I missed out, man. I really wanted to get down. I missed out on the good price, right? Maybe you can still jump in on it. Let's look at Sparta BNB. I like what you're talking about here. And this is how we get in on stuff. See, no one's really talking about Sparta as an IDO. This is how you make some big money. You get into Sparta now, you hold it for 2 months. No one talks about it. And 2 months from now, it's probably going to have a huge pump. It's get more liquidity. Everyone's going to jump on it. And you'll have been sitting there just doing your thing. So total market cap. This is the market cap of all the altcoins, right? And I see this is where we're going to head it. But we're going to go to $1 trillion for these alts. It's going to take maybe till the end of April, mid-May. But that's what we're looking at right now. The daily looks good. So right now, the alts for the daily, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 days of loveliness as we go up this pattern. And then we're going to come down, come up. But 12 days of loveliness says the daily. Let's look at the 4 hour, how long it's going to take for those to start. Looks like it's going to take about a day and a half. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Looks like this weekend we're going to have a big pump for the altcoins. It's kind of setting up for a weekend pump. You can just see how the oscillators are moving and in retrospect with the action, you know. And again, we could be in one of these. I don't have to rule it out 100%. We could be making one of these and just break into the upside. But it's highly likely that we're going to form the larger correction. Double Theta Fuel project is looking very... Theta T Fuel project is looking very promising. I agree. Let's take a look at Sparta now. So now we did Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin dominance. What are all these different things? Look at Theta T Fuel. I got Theta and T Fuel right here. Wow, T Fuel blasting off today, doing its thing on the last at least 12 hours. So that broke out of this pattern here. So it was in, see, this is what you do. Let me just teach you guys something. Go to the 1 hour and backtest this stuff. Go back and find it because it's all there for you to learn, and it'll teach you how to make money on the next run if you missed it. Shoulder, head, right? Bit of a left shoulder, a right shoulder there too. And that's a bullish pattern that breaks to the upside. You can even just take the smaller trade, which is neckline to head, and swing it up. And look, that's where the price wicked. I can't make this stuff up. That's where the price wicked, right there. So a lot of times I put my limit order right around here, and you would have caught that crazy wick. Then you could have got back in on the double bottom, and then you find the double bottom. That's breaking close. And look, I talk about wedges where the 200-day moving average is interacted with the last 25% of the pattern. We've been going over this a lot, because this is what we're in. This usually coincides with what? Someone please answer this question right now. I know if you're paying attention. This whole pattern recognition with the idea that the 200 comes at the bottom of the wedge coincides with what else? What else? What do I show you guys almost all the time when I'm showing you this pattern as well? Let's see who's really, really on point. Whoever's on point gets $20 in Ethereum right now. You answer this question, you get $20 in Ethereum right now. You answer this proper question. I go over this every day, and I show you how we have a high peak. I then show you how we have the falling wedge interacting with the 200-day moving average. And I talk about how you're going to see something else forming on the 4 hour or the daily. What is it? What is it? I've talked about it many, many times. Many, many times. Whoever can figure it out and post their ETH address. The question is, a lot of times I'm talking about how the 1 hour, the pattern is in a falling wedge, or the 4 hour, both of these occur. And the 200-day moving average is moving, all right? And I'm saying, what else do I talk about that we see that coincides with this type of behavior? And it's what I trade on. I say I say it's a 90% accurate way to trade. Like, you could trade on this 90% of the time. That's what my mentor told me when he showed it to me, and I did not believe him. I was like, he is out of his mind. Yeah, but what do we call it? You're close. You're close. What do we call it? What do we call it? What do we call it, Tavan? Tavan's close. He's about to get it. He's about to get it and post his Ethereum address and make $20 in Ethereum by being on point. Swing high, swing low. I'm brainwashed, bro. All right, I'm gonna give you guys like 20 seconds. Someone's got to name it. Gotta name it. Hidden bullish divergence. Coste Gonzalez hits it on the head. My man, hidden bullish divergence. Swing up to swing up. Swing down to swing down. Hidden tells me that the trend will continue. Will continue. You can even skip this one. The trend will continue. And what happened here for T-Fuel? The trend did continue, my friends, right? Coste, hit me up in the Telegram. Give me your Ethereum address, man. Give me your Ethereum address. T-Fuel booming out. Let's look at it on the 15-minute and see, do we see a possible entry for T-Fuel? We do. So now you can say, okay, well, it's forming this cool little pennant here. Breaking out. It's at the bottom of the pennant too. It's a nice little scalp here for T-Fuel. And you could sell it up here at about 17 cents. Looks like it will go up 30% more for the day. We're low on this. Let's look at that 4 hour. 4 hour is curving down. We'd have to double top. Tells me that it's kind of at the end of its run, right? Let's look at that daily though. The daily still got a lot of room to go. Look, it's going to form usually 3 big candles. Look at that one. Wow, this thing broke out hard though. Down at about 6 cents, going up to 12 cents. Yeah, man. Theta's big. Theta's going to do its thing. Theta's pumping today too against BTC. Up 20% on Bitcoin pair. Look at that BTC candle. One of the biggest candles I've seen in a long time on anything. And that's breaking out of that beautiful bit of an ascending triangle here. Look at this. Telling you, these BTC pairs are looking really crispy. Looking really beautiful. Look at that, man. That's a beautiful breakout with the volume. Starting to get a move on the daily. Looking really nice. 4 hours still has a little room to go as well. Go back to that 1 hour. Double topping here with some more momentum. Interesting. So then you go to the 15-minute and try to get your entry in if you can. And the entry was down there. Still pumping a little bit. We did already miss the move. Like, I don't like to jump in on things after it's already done this. This is a nice leg. I'd wait for it to reset, redo its thing. What a nice leg, though. What a nice leg up. Theta very bullish on the BTC pair. I own a lot of Theta. I have a nice big bag of it, and I'm proud of Theta doing its thing right now, breaking out of this. So let's look at Theta right now. Starting its new journey. 15-minute. It was in this same pattern, similar to Bitcoin. Broke on out. Look at that 1 hour. Wow, and look, it's hitting exactly. Now, if it breaks here, that's all-time highs for Theta, about 398. So if it can break above 398, this level right here, Theta's going to go back into price discovery and just do some damage. Where do I see Theta ending up before it retraces again? I believe you can get a Theta right now and just take a ride. Just take a ride with Theta, man. I'll show you how far you can take a ride with Theta, though. Obviously, today was not the day. It was like 2 nights ago to get into Theta. But bam, Theta going all the way up to $5.47 in probably the near short term, like running through March into the end of March. So all you have to do is wait for the 4 hour to reset. Make sure the daily's looking righteous like this. Daily's looking beautiful, right? So the daily's in your favor for some way more green. Like this is just beginning. But the 4 hour probably is a little high. Yeah, so you're getting oversold here. So what you do is you wait for this to curve back down. You match it with the 1 hour to curve back down. And if you want to be extra crazy, you make sure that the 15-minute. And so you align. You can even put them all up together like so. Like you get this triple chart action, and you put Theta up on all 3. You make sure you see every single one of them. Okay? every single one of them, and you use that to your advantage, right? Didn't Theta break the deal with Sony today? They did? Theta has a deal with Sony? That would be huge. I would love. Backed by Sony, Theta Labs. Interesting. Backed by Sony, Theta Labs, and Little Start Partner Drive Content. Interesting. Theta in PlayStation? That was a long time ago. Theta content streaming on PlayStation consoles, December 21st, 2019. Theta Network on Twitter, backed by Sony. Interesting. Let's take a look at their regular Twitter right now, see if we see any news from the Theta Network. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. Said the mainnet is coming April 21st. Start running an Edge node today, thetatoken.org. And stay tuned for more updates on the road to mainnet 3.0. Top Lionsgate's movies, including the Blair Witch Project, are coming to Theta TV. Every Friday and Saturday in March, watch for free and earn T-Fuel. So, wow, if you watch, you can earn T-Fuel. This is pretty interesting. Blair Witch Project on Theta TV. Theta, come join Acoin official monthly update on Theta.tv. Hear about developments on Acoin. And have the opportunity to receive some NFTs, including Acon emotes. Powered by the Theta Network, Acoin badge. So Acon's up in there with Acoin and doing its thing. And then there's Theta.tv, which I thought would be the same thing. Watch streams, share bandwidth, earn T-Fuel rewards. We are thrilled to share that Theta.tv is now available to all streamers worldwide. Start streaming today with 100% decentralized Edgecast beta technology powered by the Theta Network. I'm going to see if I can get a stream going on both of these channels and see how that works, because I think it's good that just to get it going on. At my SXP charted in the group Telegram, Theta mainnet released in April. Any ideas for SXP? Didn't Theta break the deal with Sony? Metal. Any ideas for SXP? Cup and handle. CRV BTC, bro. It's hot in my opinion. Let's take a look at CRV BTC. That's some really cool news for Theta, though, for sure. Where we at on time? At about 10:53. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day out here. Shout out to all the people that are sharing your awesome time with me. 61 people moving. Really, really appreciate it. Bitcoin just triggered bullish indicator. First time this Bitcoin cycle. I like watching him too. Crypto Capital Venture, right? Cardano $50 moonshot sooner than you think. Insane ADA price prediction. I'm telling you, man, I made these predictions for ADA way back before anyone was all jumping on ADA's train. We were talking about ADA. So watch Reef right now. Look what Reef did on the 15-minute. It broke out of the falling wedge that it was in. Beautiful sign, right? That's bullish nature, man. It's the beginning, it's new trend to the upside, right? So it's low too on this 15-minute. Nice entry for Reef, possibly. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour Reef wants to curl back down. 4 hour Reef wants to curl back down as well. So we'll probably go sideways from here, but I like seeing some action for Reef. It's starting to do its thing. It's starting to break on out. Taking a while. It could form a large bull here. So this could be a large consolidation, or we could break on out. Look at that daily, though. The daily really tells you that we want to go somewhere. We want to go somewhere like to the moon. We also have hidden bullish divergence here for Reef. So I see Reef continuing to the upside. These are great places to accumulate Reef right now before it really breaks to the upside. I would just continue to accumulate Reef. $200 here, $100 there, you know, little by little. Before you know it, you have a big old bag of Reef. And you're like, how? How did I get all this Reef? Well, that's how. Super patient. You did your thing, and you got into Reef. So, yeah. SNX making some big moves just at 16. And it really blasted through. Let's show you what's going on with SNX. It went to the 618 Fibonacci level retracement. So, beautiful. Again, we talk about the double bottoms on the 200-day moving average. We talk about the falling wedge interacting with the 200-day moving average. We talk about what else? Hidden bullish divergence. We see it right here. If we took from this swing to this swing, that's an uptrend. But if we found it here, it's a downtrend. Tells you that the trend will continue. Also couples with a low stochastic and a low RSI. So you could even just take the basics. It's just an added benefit for you to see and give you more confidence into the trade, right? So look, breaking that previous resistance that we couldn't get through for about a month straight. Now, we've been dealing with that since February 9th. Only, you know, now it's March 2nd. We're finally starting to break on out. Where do I see SNX going? I'm going to pull the poll here. SNX, bit of a disappointment for me. I thought it took a lot longer to consolidate than a lot of other coins. For whatever reason, maybe people wanted to get it cheaper before they were going to pump it really hard. I look for it to do similar to an EGLD, how EGLD went from $20 to $220 pretty fast. That's what I suggest happens to SNX. Look for it to be well above $100 very soon. It's not one of those coins that's going to dilly-dally through the 50s and 60s. To me, it's going to move, and it's going to move fast. ZIL did a normal retracement like other coins. Sam, bro, can you please look at ZIL? I've had a love-hate relationship. I've had a big bag and want to know if I should keep it. A to buy signal now in full force. 48.40 and then up to 51K. I totally agree with that, yeah. Possible 45K. You think we'll still go down one last time, testing 40 to 45K? I'll show you what I think. I'll show you what I think is possible. That's a question everyone wants to know, right? A little battle going on in the comment section. But look, 64% gains out of SX at SNX. So don't miss SNX. Breaking on out of the pattern right now, looking pretty healthy. We look at that daily, it's just getting started. So daily's in your favor with the big move for SNX. Now, you do what I tell you. Always use that 4 hour. Make sure it comes back down and make your move into the pattern. Beautiful sign for SNX. And you can always start taking nibbles. That way you don't miss out on a move in the middle of the night. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. I'm about to trade Bitcoin to some very high places. I think Bitcoin might actually start breaking out completely. So look, total market cap might play our game, but right now Bitcoin is flagging right here. Big sign on the 4 hour. So it looks like we could even reset and Bitcoin will start to go sideways. So 48.6 to me, at the very, I mean, we might touch the 21-day moving average at 46.9 at the very least. But yeah, you're going to see me begin a leverage trade in a second because we've been waiting for the 15-minute to come down, and now it's kind of where I want it to be, all right? Still got room in the 4 hour to do a double top here too and continue to the upside. So I'm not, even though the 4 hour is high, it is high. It's doing a bit of a curve here. See this? I believe it's going to curve to the upside, but we'll see. I'm just still watching it closely. Now, if the 4 hour wants to curve back down, Bitcoin will probably come test just this level one last time right here at 47.4. But it's holding this flag nicely. It really is. If we go to the 30-minute or the 15-minute, you can see it's holding this level like really well. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. And right now it's at the bottom of the pattern. See, up, down, down. It's a nice entry, man. It really is. Getting close to the bottom of that pattern. Bitcoin at 48.65. I believe this is a good place to get into a futures trade for Bitcoin. So I wanted to add to my futures trade that I'm in right now for bit. That was kind of how the whole thing started this morning, right? I was like, oh, I want to jump on in. So, but we had to wait. So I think Bitcoin could go down that low maybe in a week or two. Yes, I do think it could still fake us out one last time. I do. I think it can go to 51K and still shake us out. So anyway, I'm going to just get on in and show you the possible entry. We've been trading Luna, and Luna's been nice to us. We can get in and out of Luna the past few days on the using the 15-minute Stokes to just get in and out. Nice and easy, nice and calm. And we're back in the futures game. Took $200. And we were able to get a pretty good I think we've turned it almost into like $500. So we've more than doubled our money in this futures trading. Been very patient though. Been down a little bit and waited. Didn't sell, had a nice liquidation point. Had a place where I knew the price wasn't going to, like my liquidation was like $4 on Luna, $4.33, and I just looked at the market and I said, as hard as this could retrace, I do not see that happening. I do not. So I just kept buying a little more underneath the initial investment and get myself in and out of the trade, right? So right now we're in the trade. It's not going too well. We're down 27%, right? So I'll show you the trade right now. But I'm bullish on Bitcoin here, forming this flag, as I like where we're at too. First entry, mark price 48.6. My liquidation is $45,000, right? I don't see us going down to $45,000. We're using 34x leverage, okay? Now, so I see Bitcoin breaking out. You know, I like where the 30-minute is right now too. I could even just play the 30-minute for a $100 gain. So that's kind of going to be the idea. So we're going to limit in at this 48,569, 590 area. Look how fast it's moving. We got 260. We're going to go in. We're not going to go in for all the 260. Oh, now it's not working. Isn't that crazy? Let me reset this. Sometimes that drag bar just doesn't want to do its thing. There we go. Okay. So 48,535. And you can see it's moving on us pretty well. So 524, we're going to use about 30% of that, right? So that is about 80 bucks. And we're going to get in on an order there. That order will sit until it gets bit. And there it is. We got bit. We got the order in. And I'm going to continue to add to this trade as it moves up. And I want to sell it at this resistance period at about 51,700, even 51,005. So what I'll do here is I hit this and I say 51,500, and that will be my sell. Make $444 on the trade, right? Now if I get liquidated, I'm going to lose the entire position, which is about 300 bucks, right? And the liquidation is about 46,261 now that I've added to the trade. I don't see that happening. We'd have to break this resistance, and even this resistance here, right here, at about 40. No, this one right here, actually. Yeah, right here. At about 46,060. That's kind of exactly where we could hit. I don't want to see us hit that. We've got to hold this region here. This 47, see how 47, previous resistance becomes support. So I also see a bit of a shoulder head and a right shoulder forming, and we're low there on the stochastics on the 15-minute. You can take out what you add on dips. Dip buying season, holding and adding to the dips gets you more gains. Do you usually trade back to stablecoin at the end of your trade day and re-enter the next day, or do you just hold bags? No, I hold huge bags for long periods of time. Like long periods of time. Like I'm talking like I got Cardano at 8 cents. You know, now everything is free for me when it comes to Cardano, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like I didn't go run and sell my whole bag. I also have it staking on a hardware wallet. So like, you know, my plan is not to run around with my Cardano to an exchange. Like that's going to be like, I want to buy a house with that one day, like feed my family type of thing. And so here's my idea for Cardano. Once we do break out, I say we get all the way up here to 191. We're still forming this beautiful pennant, and this is actually a really nice place to get into Cardano right here at 123. So if you're still thinking of getting into Cardano, if it's something that you want to do, this is a good chance to get down. Let's look at the daily though. It probably needs to reset. And it's not too bad in a place. Could curve back up. Seems like it's forming a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder as well. So lack of some bullish momentum though right now on Cardano. You should have more subs. You were cool as F and have a lot of knowledge. It'll happen in time, man. We just started out. It'll happen in time. Many people say that though, and I appreciate that. Why do they turn in profits? You can take out what you add on the dips. What do you think about Dogecoin? Let's take a look at Doge. I mean, I think Doge is something you buy just to get it to pump your bags. But I don't think it's a substantial trade. Like, I wouldn't be like, yo, I love Doge. I'm going to hold Doge for the next 7 months. Anyone who buys Doge doesn't want to study the market, right? If you're buying Doge, then you probably don't know what an NFT is. You probably don't know what yield farming is. Like, you probably don't know a lot about the space. It tells me you're not an ignorant person. It just tells me you're most likely ignorant. Not you. I'm saying the person that does buy Doge. But look at Doge now. It's in this beautiful wedge pennant. I really like what it's doing on the daily. And it's only a matter of time for this to break to the upside. And it has big, big, big upside. So, not too long from now, maybe in a week, I don't think much longer than a week from now, Doge is going to pump all the way to 12 cents again. And it's going to do a beautiful 1.5x about. So, everybody around me is screaming Doge because of the news. Yeah, I mean, it's going to go up. I don't read the news. I just look at the TA. So, I know when it's going to happen based on the TA. And look, this is going to still kind of coincide with a little more down period. So it tells me this is happening right here. Doge is going to continue through this like down slope one last time. And then that is going to be it because the daily is ready to rip. So I'll give it like maybe by the weekend. And I think we're going to get a pump for Doge very, very shortly. I do own a position in Doge. I've been holding it for way too long, though. Once it pumps, I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to have a bunch of money to put in something that I really want to sell, buy. And I hope it happens this weekend because it's looking like it's going to get close. I just buy things and I hold them till they pump. It's pretty simple. Engine Coin, man. Look at this. We talked about Engine Coin doing its thing. Said maybe that's a possible chance to buy. There was your wicks areas, and Engine Coin continues to pump. We were talking about Engine Coin at 39. We gave you an entry at 39 just 2 weeks ago. So see, if you got scared of all the Bitcoin action, you would have missed out. Now let's take a look at DOT. Now we're forming the new pennants. We're forming the new patterns. You're going to see me start to put out a lot more trades. Things are starting to move in our favor. Daily's looking nice. 4 hour wants to reset on a lot of these. So not everything's perfect, but we'll probably come down one last time or go sideways before we break out. But I like what's going on with Polkadot. It's getting a lot of news. I hear a lot of people like it in the UK, around the world, even in India. It has a big following. So it's not just us in the whole world's looking at these coins, man. The whole world is seeing how they're going to change how we all do business. Like, these are cross-border payments. This is a world economy. This isn't just a one country economy like we've been forming with centralized, nationalized currency. 77% gains for DOT, going all the way up to about 64. So DOT train, man. And all you have to do is really accumulate this. Buy it 4 or 5 times in the next few weeks, and you'll get the move. Yeah, I have high ADHD, so like I may think that I want to do a coin, and then I just get caught up. So if I'm not doing a coin, no one take it personal. I might think of a coin I want to do myself and not play it. Let's take a look at CRV and this cup and handle. Bada boom, bada bang. There we go. CRV. And it is forming a cup and handle, man, on the USDT pair. And we'll also take a look at the BTC pair, because wouldn't it be nice making some BTC off of your CRV? Oh, it would. Oh, it would. Okay. Ah, wow. Length of the pole. Booming. And looks like it's starting to break out. Getting ready. Getting busy. 4 hour is high, though. It tells me that maybe it's going to come back down into the pattern one more time. Like it may be in this pattern here. Up, down, up, up. Come down one last time. One last time. Right? As the daily in our favor. The daily is. So it's kind of the same story for a lot of everything we're seeing. The 4 hour needs the curve back down, but the daily's looking nice. I mean, I like what we're seeing here, though. Look, CRV has very little resistance. There's a quick gap up, another quick gap up. So, and then, wow, look, all the way back to its all-time high, which is like really easy. So interesting. This thing is going to have very little resistance once it starts to boom up. Nice call on this, Jesse B. Shout out to you and the crew. Look at that. What are the possible gains for this? Let's take a look at the swing up to here, all the way to possible the target. 236% gain out of CRV. So if we take a look at CRV BTC on Binance. Now, wow, it's up 28% today alone already. So CRV BTC is whooping the USDT pair. It's actually, wow, it's up huge and growing. And look, the daily is just getting started. So, wow, what a nice pump. I wouldn't jump in on this pump because it's like when you feel that FOMO, that's when you'll probably lose money. When you're buying and waiting, that's when you're going to make money. So remember the difference between the two. Like when you're fiending for something, that's mostly the time where you're going to not make any money. If you feel impelled, like you have to get into a trade or something's telling you like, oh, you want it. It's your emotions. It's not what you know. It's what you feel. And again, we talk about trade with what you know, not with what you feel. This is still a cup and handle. Like we know this is a cup and handle. We know these break to the upside very, very nicely. So there's your CRV cup and handle, right? Let's take a look at that daily. Little overspent too on the 4 hour as well. Little spent on the 4 hour, but starting to do its thing and breaking on out, right? So hitting that 200-day moving average too. Nice little price for resistance. So I'd wait for this to curl back down and then I would jump in. Very simple. Monthly and weekly spent on most coins. Maybe this is why long consolidation. Yeah.
No CRV love. Check the weekly and the monthly. Everybody around me is screaming Doge. Well, usually that's the masses, right? So the masses are screaming to buy something. May not be the best idea. May not be the best idea. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to get into the long-term Bitcoin prediction. Okay. Oh, someone asked for Zilliqua, said it was like his arch nemesis. We got into Zilliqua at 6.8, and we just been holding it ever since. Just not really thinking much about it. Letting it do its thing. Letting it marinate. Letting it marinato. So let's take a look at what we see for Zilliqua, right? Like this. And like that. All right. Interaction with the 200-day moving average. Okay. Hidden bullish divergence. Tells you that the trend will continue. Swing up to swing up. So have no fear. Hidden bullish divergence is here to take your pains away. Zilliqua looks like it will consolidate a little while longer, but also forming that like head and shoulder pattern inside of this. And usually when the 200 days where it starts to pull its head up out of the pattern. So I like what I'm seeing here. I do. And look for Zilliqua to break its all-time high probably in about 2 weeks, maybe even less. So have no stress. Zilliqua will be above into the 19, into the 20 cent region, and then it will be past its price discovery point at about 16. So Zilliqua is meant for some great gains, and it's on its way. And if you take a look at the daily's ready to rock too as well. We might have a double bottom, might curve back down right here for a little more downside. But for the most part, if you could hold this and wait 2 weeks, you're going to double your money about. So again, don't do anything I do on this channel, but if I would hold this and wait 2 weeks, it says I would double my money. That's what it's saying. Cardano projects will surge. Look for small Cardano projects now. So that's what our new thing is. We're going to be looking for people who are just getting on to Cardano. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that too. So we're going to start having to make moves. Thanks, Hotel Lifer. Do you ever use Avalanche C-Chain with Pangolin? It could be the next big thing. No, I think it's pretty cool too, though. I like Avalanche. AVAX is hot. What is Avalanche? Let's look at Avalanche, and then maybe we can get to the website and then kind of look what's going on. But AVAX, right? AVAX. Wow, it's 28 bucks. It was up a lot bigger. This thing has already been all the way up, what, 31? I think it went even up further than that. Let's take a look, though. We were looking at this at 12 bucks just like 3 weeks ago, looking at Avalanche, before I even really knew what it was doing and what it does. So there's Avalabs, there's AvaScan. That's nice. So it has an Explorer. That's interesting. It's got a LinkedIn, Avalabs. Why Avalanche? Why AvaX? Documentation, roadmap. Build the Internet of Finance. Build the Internet of Finance. Avalanche is an open source platform for launching highly decentralized applications and new financial primitives and new interoperable blockchains. The Internet of Smart Assets. Avalanche democratizes financial markets and bridges all blockchain platforms together into one interoperable ecosystem. Build your own custom blockchains or digitize any asset with arbitrarily complex rule sets. What can you do? Launch customized blockchains in private public. With Avalanche, you can deploy blockchains that fit your own application needs. Build your own virtual machine and dictate exactly how the blockchain should operate. Avalanche enables the launching of smart assets or digital representations of real-world assets that obey special parameters and trading restrictions better than any other platform. Build scalable smart contracts and dApps. High performance, scalable, secure, flexible, and customized. Horowitz is in there. Metastables, Polychain Capital, Abstract Ventures, and Initialized. For developers, it enables the deployment of new blockchains with their own virtual machines, validator sets, scripting languages, legal compliance rules, and more. Avalanche supports all existing dApps. Stay in the loop. Now, I thought there would be like a really quick link to their chain. Avalanche X is our moonshot accelerator for developers building decentralized applications like lending, derivatives, stablecoins. Get funding for your community work and things not yet imagined. Developers have access to the best of Ava Labs. Submit a general proposal. Need ideas? Explore open grants. Decentralized exchange. Build a secure, easy-to-use decentralized exchange on Avalanche. Think Uniswap and more. Apply lending. Build a safe, non-custodial lending solution on Avalanche. Think Compound. Explore all grants. Become an Avenger Community Ambassador Program. Will develop and execute their own strategies as well as help with any growth initiatives, including Avalanche community. We want to give you the power to shape Avalanche's future. Interesting. Hub community growth platform. A lot of cool stuff, but I couldn't find the chain that you're talking about. Haha, zoom out. Zillow all-time high a long time ago. Oh yeah, Zillow caused all-time high on the monthly, right? What are you talking about? Not the USDT pair though. No. See right there, look, all-time high right here was at 16. See? I'm saying once we break 16, the all-time high, we're going to continue to the upside. I don't think Zillico was ever above 16, man. You bugging. Yeah, I think you're I think serves up NZ. I think you don't know what you're talking about. Thanks, Crypto. Do you ever use Avalanche C-Chain? No, I haven't. Mad love. Thanks, bud. Yeah. Aeon BTC pair. We looked at the BTC pair for Aeon. Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. This thing's forming a big bull. Look, and continuing to the upside. I think it could come back down, though. Look at the health of the 4 hour. Man, it's not too bad, actually. It's looking actually pretty bullish. Daily is, could curve to the upside, too. So it's looking pretty bullish all in all. Again, I believe you grab anything and you hold it for 2 to 3, 4 weeks and you sell on the pump and you don't hold, you don't wait too long, you're going to make some money, man. Algo back to 113. So it's like everything's starting to make its new. These are beginning of new trends, guys. If you go to the 1 hour and you see a higher high, so look, lower low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Look, 3 higher lows in a row. All we have to do is make a higher high now above this area, right? We made the higher high above this one. So this one needs to make the higher high. And this is a new trend, conformed. It's a confirmed new trend. And now we're out of this and we're forming this. The mighty V has been formed. And we are on our way out of the pattern for new beautiful things in higher highs. So there you go. We're going to take a look at the news. We're going to take a look back at Bitcoin too and see what's doing. We looked at total too. We looked at Bitcoin dominance. We looked at the dollar index. Kind of gave you a whole sphere of what the market was doing. We looked at a lot of BTC pairs, see what's happening in the Bitcoin world. Try to make that Bitcoin off of these tiny pairs. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Comp. I like me some comp. We got into comp at 465 and we're staking it, holding it, doing some fun stuff with it. I like what I see for comp. Comp just had to break this level. So you can see everything is finally breaking the resistance line. And this is a big deal. This is a big deal for everything. And this is, you could even trade like this. I know it's insane. A lot of guys I see, they just do the 2-line thing. I don't. I have to put both lines. I'm OCD. But it's just like, okay, if it breaks this line, then it's going to the next place. And I'll sell it when it gets up here. And we'll repeat the same process, and it will wick up there and we'll get out. We'll set a limit order in at 864 and call it a day. The newborn's great, man. I haven't been able to see her though. She's still at the hospital. Thank you for asking though. Appreciate that. Why is he suggesting a live stream from months ago? It's so weird. I guess it's like a live stream that I could get into at any time. I don't know, it's weird. Horrible suggestion for the YouTube algo. All-time high was 23 cents back in 2018. No worries, thanks for taking it. I know, not the USDT pair though. I'm trying to explain to you something. It was that high, the USD pair, but not the BTC, not the USDT tether pair. I know I'm being real anal, but the tether pair is different than the USD pair. You see what I'm saying? Like there's an actual difference because there was never that pair. They're actually two different assets despite the peg, Now we're going to get into some news. We'll see what's going on with the news. Bitcoin on that 15-minute. Now it's time. See, now it's time to enter a Bitcoin trade. So, like I told you, here's our trade history. We snatched at 48.5, right? So we're already up on that. 48.524. We snatched up in there. And I like this one last time, a little more nibble right here. 48.671. Bam. Take another nibble there on the open order. And I got my sell at about 51.5. And we're going to take that. Now we got in on the limit order and we added to this position. Okay. And it's going to be a big position. We're going to make some mulaka-laka. Nice $400 trade going on right there. I'm going to turn this $200 in futures into $1,000. Just slowly but surely doing our thing. Okay. I like Luna here at 652 holding another level. Anyway, let's get into the news for Bitcoin. Thailand SEC clarifies draft proposing strict requirements for crypto investors. The SEC of Thailand rolled back a regulatory draft that set certain requirements for investors to participate in the crypto economy. As previously intended, Thailand's SEC draft required crypto investors to have 1 million baht, 33,000 minimum annual income. Among other requirements, this draft was only proposed to test people's sentiments, as the Thailand SEC puts. I proposed a criteria that many consider too tough to prompt people to express their opinions on the matter and did not intend to say these are the exact qualifications that meant to be implemented. I don't know what that means, but they clarified it. Oh, we didn't want you to just think it was law. We just wanted to act like it was law until we told you it wasn't. A major Canadian car dealer to accept Bitcoin. Quebec-based car dealer H. Gregg announced that it will start accepting cryptocurrencies in a press release. The H. Gregg president, Jay Harabedian, expects the bold move to improve customers' shopping experience. Our desire to constantly evolve and improve our customers' shopping experience inspires us to make bold decisions. Providing them with a greater variety of payment methods is part of those decisions. More car brands to get behind. It's pretty cool, man. Once he does that, other people will be like, wow. See, all you need is the FOMO. MoneyGram is under fire. Lawsuit alleges false statements made about XRP. After Ripple Labs payments giant MoneyGram is the latest to find itself at the end of a legal entanglement, with a class action lawsuit filed on the 1st of March, claiming that MoneyGram misrepresented its relationship with Ripple. By extension, XRP. The lawsuit in question filed on behalf of the purchasers of the securities of MoneyGram. And I think that's in the event that the SEC decided to enforce securities laws against Ripple, MoneyGram would be likely to lose the lucrative stream of market development fees that was critical to its financial results throughout the class period. I don't know, man. I think that's a lame attempt to try to just get some, I don't know. I think that's a biased lawsuit. I really do. Gary Gensler is set to be approved for the SEC chairman confirmation hearing. Crypto community has optimism. Excerpt from the SEC chairman nominee Gary Gensler's nomination hearing testimony before the Center Banking Committee. Markets and technology are always changing. Our rules have to change along with them. Gary Gensler and Joe Biden, nominee for SEC, is all set to appear before the Senate for the confirmation hearing today. Gensler, who earlier headed to the CFTC, is a known crypto advocate, and thus many in the crypto community are hopeful of a positive regulatory approach from the new SEC chief. Markets and technology are always changing. Our rules have to change along with them. In my current role as the professor at MIT, I research and teach on the intersection of technology and finance. I believe financial technology can be a powerful force for good, but only if we continue to harness the core values of the SEC in service of investors, issuers, and the public. As a professor, Gensler taught blockchain technology and its use cases in the future of finance and has brought strong support for the former chair of the CFTC, given most of the policymakers seem clueless about decentralized tech and Bitcoin in particular. Gensler's appointment comes as a great relief for many crypto proponents who believe the new SEC chairman nominee would support better regulations, and his understanding of the subject would really bring significant change. Now, if he goes against the grain and starts doing some funny business, we'll know for sure if politics reigns true over knowledge, right? Because we all know where he should go. Let's see where he does go. Change of heart Shark Tank Kevin O'Leary joins the Bitcoin club with a 3% allocation. That's pretty big considering how much money he has, right? Bitcoin ADA BNB price and link analysis for March 2nd. I don't like to do those. We do those ourselves. Traders fear Black Thursday comeback as Bitcoin returns in March. Mostly negative, statistics say. Yeah, Chinese crypto journalist Colin Wu, who often gets insider information about crypto exchanges and other things to do with the blockchain, has taken to Twitter to remind followers that the first anniversary of Black Thursday is drawing near. Investors and traders are worried about Bitcoin's chances of holding its current level in March, less than 10 days before March 12th. Wu reminds the community that there is less than 10 days to go before March 12th, the infamous day known as Black Thursday, which took place last year and made Bitcoin bleed 50% of its value in one day. The market massacre continued into Friday, March 13th as well. The stock market plunged, with even crude oil going below zero. There are less than 10 days before March 2nd. Investors are worried about Bitcoin will repeat the bad market in March. Historical data shows Bitcoin's monthly investment returns in March are mostly negative, which is the most consistent seasonal pattern of Bitcoin in a year. I'm going to go to this tweet on Wu Blockchain because I want to show you the chart because it's good to look at and it's true. The FUD, I'm not going to go with the FUD. I mean, you know what? We needed a lot for all that to occur. We needed the pandemic, right? What happened there? Wu Blockchain, I can't find it now. If I could even just zoom into this thing, you'd see what I'm talking about here. There it is. So take a look at this chart. All right. So in January, Bitcoin 75% in 2011, right? But then these 3 years, it had negative returns in January. But until this year, we had a good return. February and March. Look, last year we actually had a good, the year before actually we had a good come up in 2019. But we regularly lose, 30% here. Look, in 2020, 25%. So we did recover because we lost 50% that day, but we recovered at the end of the March period. So March was half bearish, half bullish. Remember that as we break down what really goes on. But you can see last year, 2020 was one of the most bullish months for Bitcoin. You can see only 1, 2, 3, 4 red months in all of the year for Bitcoin. When the last time we had 4 red months was 2013. We had 3, right? And the year in 2012, we had 3. But never did we have such a great year. Actually, 2017 too, that beautiful run. But 2017 is really the 2020 as we're starting to make a beautiful year. 2016 to me is 2020. Because look, that's the year of the halving. We have the halving, we have a pretty good year. We come out of these bear markets, these bearer markets, right? Again, then we have the halving, we have our run up in 2017, then we have our 2 bear markets. Then we have our halving, which gets through. The optimism of the halving alone kind of pushes the price up. And then as we get through, we get the appreciation. And now we get the established move. February up 48%. Look at February, one of the greatest months for Bitcoin in history. 63, 63, 48. Posting another. So it is following so far the trend, except for the January move. We had a bigger January move. So we'll see. As I said, it also looks like we're going to have that big fall later on. In about 2 weeks, March 12th, 11th. It's kind of strange because I even said today on the channel without even looking at the, if we go back to the channel, I said it looks like March 12th to the 15th, we're going to have that reset. Pretty eerie that we're going to use that same time period to reset. It's a little bone chilling, but is it going to be as big as the last one? I don't think so. Did 2020's buyers cash in for profits? Extreme volatility and rapid market movements in cryptocurrency have often contributed to short-lived memories for most users. Consider this, in the last 24 to 36 hours, Bitcoin has recovered by 9%. However, the week prior, the cryptocurrency registered a 21% drop, and when it did, some key changes were noted in the market. North America witnessed the largest Bitcoin inflows decline. Selling pressure is a commonality during such corrections, but during last week's slump, North America seemed to have registered the highest amount of outflows. According to Chain Analysis, Bitcoin flows to North America addresses suffered the biggest one-day percentage decrease in 421 days, changing by 85%. Here it is important to note that while most of the selling pressure was also absorbed by this region, it was not as dominant as it was in the past. Bitcoin held in terms of time period also witnessed a sell-off, which data indicating that Bitcoin buyers from 2020 may have cashed in for profits. Chainalysis reported that Bitcoin held from 2 to 52 weeks. Well, they said there was a big sell-off for the FT mining pool, right? A cybercrime group working on behalf of North Korea government is now believed to have orchestrated the largest cryptocurrency hack of 2020. The KuCoin hack saw $275 million worth of crypto stolen from the exchange after hackers obtained access to the private keys of the exchange's hot wallet. The hijackers, known as the Lazarus Group, have accounted for over $1.75 billion of stolen cryptocurrencies. According to experts, the proceeds from these hacks primarily go towards North Korea's nuclear weapons. We're able to attribute this hack to the Lazarus Group, due in part to the KuCoin hackers' use of a specific money laundering strategy Lazarus has frequently used in the past. The money laundering strategy in question involves sending stolen funds to mixers and structured payments of the same size, usually an amount just below a round number in Bitcoin that can be higher or lower depending on the size of the total amount to be laundered. Once the funds are mixed, Lazarus Group then sends the funds to OTC brokers on one of a few exchanges across the globe. The report went on to add, this, along with other pieces of evidence we're unable to share at this time, helped us identify Lazarus Group as the culprits. Interesting, Chainalysis also found a shift in Lazarus Group's money laundering strategy. In 2020, the hackers used DeFi platforms more than double, while their use of exchanges came down. So the group was also increasing the number of unique cryptocurrency addresses under its control. In fact, by the end of 2020, Chainalysis had identified 2,078 different addresses associated with the group. Yeah, you're right, but it will be hard to monitor. And as we've seen from DeFi, this area is ripe with innovation, and richer and more complex strategies for skirting the KYC will likely arise. To create a new stablecoin out of stablecoins, won't these new issuers have to ingest USDC? If so, won't USDC have to KYC them? And if new issuers refuse to submit USDC KYC, won't USDC be obliged to cut them off? That's what one would assume, but it never seems to be the case now, does it? Now, does it? Right? No. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming on in. No more comments. Is that it for the comments? We're dry bone. Dry bone on the comments, man. That's it. That's it. No more comments at 11:33 a.m. Dang. Dang.
Please hit the subscribe button.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Are you done with your live stream?
We're pretty close to the end. We're pretty close to the end. We're winding it down. Any last things I can do to help anybody else, let me know.
Yes, please hit the subscribe button and make sure to put a like and hit the notification button and subscribe. And a thumbs up. 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 And a thumbs up.
Can you check 1inch? Let's take a look at 1inch for Juan Montiel. Is it a good time to buy Matic, man?
Have you went through this already?
Yeah, but they like to ask more, and that's why we do this. I like 1inch, man. 420 doing its thing. I see 1inch in this big pennant here. See it? It's in this consolidated pennant. We went over 1inch at the beginning of the show, actually. Actually, I think I spent like an hour on it, but anyway, yeah, this is my buy zone for 1inch. It's going to go up and down in this pennant and then begin to break out. I see 1inch well above $8, $8.43 in the next 2 weeks. So this is the last chance, in my opinion, to jump on the 1inch train, as 1inch is just consolidating. It also has hidden bullish divergence. The 4 hour just needs to reset. It's a little high on the daily Stokes, so I suggested that you put an alert down here like this. Right click, hit add alert. You can actually hit Control H to make a horizontal line, add an alert there. And then when this comes down and hits the alert, boom, we will be ready to rock and ready to go. $4.20 for 1inch right now. 420, man, magic number. I can see 1inch easily chasing where the last decentralized exchange coin went, which is Uni, and that could get all the way up into the high period. Now, 1inch also just implemented the Binance Smart Chain, and look at the user experience is just way nicer. You have an API for whatever reason, right? The Pathfinder is a cutting-edge discovery and routing algorithm which offers asset exchanges at the best rates on the market. Pathfinder finds the most efficient paths for a token swap able to split between 2 different protocols, even different market depths. With one protocol is the shortest possible time. With one protocol. Yeah, Swagger documentation can be found here. And so this is how it's doing it. And this is how, when you go to the exchange,
Wow.
you say right now I want to do any token in the world. So let's just say I want to take my BNB, which I have, and I want to buy this new smoke token that's out there. Right? Bam. I could do that. I could do anything I want. No limit orders right now, market orders, maximum return, lowest gas cost, and then it's going to also show you where you could find this stuff. BNB for smoke on 1 inch gives you the best possible price. Tells you pancake swap. Don't do that. That's rude. Okay, and so, and then you have the DAO. The DAO also shows you the pools, the analytics, the farming, all different cool stuff going on. How much total value is in the DAO? Total liquidity is about $21 million. I added into this now. It's at APY of 78% with your 32 and your 45. Okay, you get your total liquidity in there, $19 million in liquidity, and it's farming the 1 inch BNB, and we're farming right now. Okay. You can also come here and take those LP tokens and stack them. It's at $8.88 right now. You're making a lot of noise hitting my microphone, honey. Thank you, sweetheart. So that's the 1 inch exchange, and that's why I really like 1 inch. I can't talk enough about it. I really can't talk enough about it. I love 1 inch, man. DSLA mainnet. Oh, okay, wait, see it. Used Uniswap yesterday and it was a ripoff. Gas fees as high as a transaction. Yeah, I stay away from all that stuff. But just polishing and listening. Can you check TA and Crow, please? Liked. Let's take a look at Crow. Can I get it here? CRO. I'm in Crow right now, actually, and I'm probably going to get out of it soon. CRO you're talking about, or Crow? Let's see. Can you check 1 inch? Is it a good time to buy Matic? Cute daughter, lifer, God bless her. Thank you. Can you check TA on Crow? Crypto.com. Is that it? The crypto.com, right? On KuCoin. Oh, you can get it on KuCoin. So it's only 15 cents. Wow, it had a nice pump and dump though, huh? Jeez Louise. That's sad if you didn't sell that up there at 35. Anyway, now it's doing its thing. I like where it's at. Watch it. You're hitting the mic, man. You got to be careful, please. I'll ask one more time, and then I'm going to ask you to leave where you're at. So I'm a nice dad, but eventually you're going to have to learn. Okay. Why are you getting out of Crow? Can you have a look at it? Cheers. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the Beefy Finance. I did it on my phone, though, so I can't really look at what I'm doing. So let me take a look. I want to see the price of it right now. Congratulations to those who bought Bitcoin early, pumped up the price, and who've been dumping in the hype. You succeeded in getting Wall Street to buy into the mania. When I first learned about Bitcoin, I didn't think smart investors would be dumb enough to buy. I was wrong. He doesn't realize that he's the one who doesn't get it. He's the one who doesn't get it. Isn't that funny? He's still ignorant about it. Can you check DGB, Digibyte? Digibyte, oldie but goodie. Let's take a look at Digibyte right now. The Tether pair, the Bitcoin pair. Everyone wants those Bitcoin pairs, but we'll give you both. For the Bitcoin pair, it's actually looking really nice. Has hidden bullish divergence established. Let's see what's going on here. It seems like it's forming a cup and handle. How long is your break?
10-minute break.
Okay. Is it an over now? It's been 10 minutes, honey. I think you should go back to school, baby.
Really, this is my long break in the afternoon.
So this is what I see happening in this cup and handle for Digibyte. Yeah, I asked you not to hit the mic like 5 times now. You did it again, my love. I love you, but now, like, great way to start the day. Your streaming is relaxing, bro. Thank you very much, Davin Stoney. Can you check DGB? Yeah, DGB right here, gonna break to the upside, right? And now it could hit here. And I think once you break that, it's gonna gap all the way up to this level. So easy win here. I like what's going on for DGB at 119 Satoshis. Looks like it's doing its thing. It's also interacting with the 200-day moving average. I like to see that. That's nice, right? Look at the daily set it below. Looks like a lot of alts are going to explode as Bitcoin goes upward and sideways a little bit in the next couple days. I think we're going to have a big alt boom this weekend. We're setting up for some big boomage this weekend. Look at VeChain. What does VeChain have that I love to talk about? hidden bullish divergence. Watch for VeChain to break out of the wedge. Great time to accumulate the VeChain right now before it gets hot again. And everyone's going to talk about it. It's going to boom. And you're going to see VeChain all the way up here at about 8 cents. It's going to have its day. It really hasn't moved like everything else. Everything else had their 5, 6, 7, 8x. We got into VeChain at under 2 cents. It really only went to a high of 6 cents, did a 3x. And I know that's great for a lot of other markets, but for the crypto market, it really didn't do its thing. So VeChain still has a lot of room to go, man. It really does. Yeah, we'll take a look at Crow. I just want to see the price of Crow right now. It was when we got in, it was about $1,000. So I hope it's up from where it was. The Crow token, right here. This Crow token. See, it's down hard now, you know, and that's why I don't, you know, gotta watch these crowfinance.net, right? It's another one of these like extremely high yielding sites. Okay. And actually, after taking all the percentage gains, I am actually going to get out. I've been in Crow for 2 days. I'm going to see what happens. And I'm going to eventually withdraw and see how much money I made on this Crow move. Okay? My whole family's so excited about the new baby. It's pretty interesting. It's going to be fun, man, for the next few months. Everyone talking about the baby, meeting the baby. It's going to be a joy. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30, same time, ready to rock. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for your time. And, yeah. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing, and that's a wrap. That's pretty cool, Samara. I got to hand that to you. You're so smart, baby. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream and being a part of something bigger than yourselves, becoming a crypto lifer. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Sometimes 9:40, it depends, but I'll put up exactly when I go on. But between 9:30 and 9:40 is when I eventually jump on it. So thank you guys so much for the live stream. Have a wonderful day. I love you all. You mean the world to me. I couldn't do it without any of you. And yeah, got to get it on DGB now. I think you're right. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much. And remember, we're going to say it together. 1, 2, 3. Crypto is life.